morning.
Good morning.
Hi. Okay, are you checking in on the case today?
I am.
Which one?
I'm scheduled to have a hearing for case number 212-40080
Okay, got it. For Helping Hands Seniors of Michigan versus Ollie Carson.
for helping seniors of Michigan. Yes. Yep.
Okay, well, one thing that I'm noticing, and I was not here last time for the last session when my colleagues covered the case, but it looks like it was adjourned
Mhm.
to service. Were you able to complete service for
Yes,
today?
ma'am. Yes.
Okay, okay, great. Now the next question is, we're gonna need proof of service because we don't have that in the file. So were you able to forward that either to our civil division or if we maybe try to work out a way, you can email it or something?
No, I feel so silly. Mr. Carson's son had called me to let me know he received the paperwork. And I thought that Hope and Associates would have sent you guys something say that was served because I've been in email communication with them.
Okay, well, we need to track down that proof of service because, well, let me ask you this. Do you know how the service was completed? Like what was was it a bailiff or a process server or?
It was a process server. They do
Okay.
process serving.
Okay, thank you. So typically what would happen is once a process server files the paperwork, they keep one portion of the paperwork and turn it into the court. And that's the proof of service. So we need to track that down if it was a process server.
Okay.
Yeah, we need that.
I feel so silly. I'm so sorry. I thought that.
I mean, because if it was done, then we need to try to track it down because typically your process server would have filed a copy here at the court and it would end up in our files. So we need to try to track that down.
Absolutely. Okay, so what would you like me to do at this time?
Sit tight for a second because if your process server was able to complete service and they filed it here, they dropped it off here at the court, we need to try to track that down. And the alternative is if you can contact either the process server or find out who you use for the process server and see, from your end, because I'm making the assumption if the process server did it, they dropped it off. So we're going to see if it's here. The alternative is on your end, if you can find out who did the service and find out did they in fact, drop it off or where is it? So we just need that proof of service.
Okay, so would you like me to step into my office and call them to send that to me?
Sure, that would be terrific. Yeah, that would be really great because one, we just need to affirm that that it was completed. And I mean, based on what you're saying, yes, it was completed, but we need to know what happened to the proof of service.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind me stepping away just for a moment, I'll be right back.
No problem.
Thank you. One moment.
Yeah, I'm not getting an answer from Pam or either DLO.
Okay.
I'll call back in a little bit.
I appreciate you. Thanks. So I mean, because I figured between, her resource and it might be floating around back there. 'Cause the thing is, it looks like this kind of jerk, just like, so, I mean, it wasn't that long, maybe 2 weeks ago. It wasn't that long ago, so it could be that, it got done and maybe just in between
Right.
files, just some place and,
Right.
it's in box and-
I'm back.
Okay, what do we got?
So I just called Allen Hope and Associates, and they actually were not able to serve him because he wouldn't answer the door.
Okay.
So he must have received paperwork from me, because he did call me about it saying that he received it. And so he must have received paperwork from me and then refused to answer the door for the process server.
Okay.
They said for me to request an alternate service with the
Right,
court.
Yes, you can do alternate service. So there are some options. So what you would do is you would contact the civil division of our court, which is on the second floor, which is the civil division. Do we have a number here that we can maybe give her to streamline?
Okay. So what do I do from here? Because this has just been an ongoing battle with this gentleman.
Well, here's the thing. Alt service would be your next option if they will not accept the process server. The next option would again be the alt service. So it's a motion for alternate service.
Yeah.
And there's some steps, and the folks in the civil division can walk you through how to do that. One, you would get a post office verification just to verify that that is in fact the address, and then the process server actually. Let me go back a step. It sounds like the process server has been there at least once. Process server has to show that they made 3 attempts. So the process server needs to go back 2 more times. And on the back side of the paperwork that they have for service, they would indicate the number of dates that they went, the dates that they went there. So they have to go there 3 times, so 3 attempts. In the meantime, you can do a post office verification, which is paperwork that you file with the post office and they verify the person's address. I mean, we know that, but it's basically part of the protocol for establishing alternative service.
Okay.
And they would present the 3 attempts and the post office verification as along with your motion for alternative service.
Okay.
And once you have those 2 things in place, the 3 attempts and the post office verification, then you do your motion for alternate service, and then there'll be opportunities for you to be able to do basically the restricted mail service as an alternative if they don't accept it from the process server.
Okay, I do know she had told me that when they did try serving it, the neighbor next door did confirm it is in fact Mr. Carson's home. And then she had received something in the something about the post office on the 15th. So really, I guess and she's the one that said you need to request an alternative service. So that's why I asked about it. Okay,
and you're accurate about that. That's the next opportunity. That's the next alternative, not to use the word redundantly, but that's your next option for accomplishing service.
Okay.
Cross the T's and dot the I's. You know he's there. You know you're confident that that's their address. But in order to satisfy the alternative service requirements, it does require that.
Absolutely.
So here's what we're going to do. We also recognize that there is the postal service has had to change their method of operating. So what we're going to do is we can always just take a look at your take a look at the file here, and we'll give you some time to work this out. Here's what we're going to do. The paperwork has to be served by April 23, so we've got some time. We've got about another month. What we'll do is, the only thing we don't know is how long is it going to take for the Postal Service to do what they're going to do. The 3 attempts, I'm satisfied with you just contact the process server, tell them, you're going to alternative service routes, and they do have to complete 2 more attempts. They need to make a note on the back of the paperwork the first day they went, and then so they're already 1/3 of the way in. They just have to make 2 more attempts.
Okay.
A note of that, and then once you get that back in hand, we're going to put this out until April 16. Adjourn this to allow you time to get the alternative service going. And in the event, again, the one it factor that we can't really account for is you're going to do everything you're doing, but we don't know how long it's going to take for the post office to turn around what they're going to do. So to stay within the time frame, without extending, your affidavit, we're gonna put it into April 16, which is a Friday.
Okay,
We're gonna see how far you get, and then in the event that we need to extend the affidavit, the time period, then we'll do that, only because, again, the it factor is not only you need to accomplish service because of the former client, but also more importantly, we don't know how long it's gonna take the post office to come back with what they need to do, okay? So we're gonna get this done within the time frame. Put it back on the 16th, so give us an update on where we are then. 9:30 again.
okay.
Yes. 5972.
Okay, call 313-965.
5972.
5972, and that'll put you in touch with somebody who can walk you through alt service. Because again, rather than have you come down to the courthouse, I'm thinking a lot of this stuff is available on our website, so they can
Yes.
walk you through today's information on how to get alt service started, under COVID conditions. So I know it's different than it used to be.
Okay, thank you very much for all of this. I greatly appreciate it.
Not a problem. Also, we would just want to confirm, we're streaming live to YouTube, so I'm not going to give the full address, but I've got a 691 address in Auburn Hills. Is that a good address to send the German paperwork?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, terrific. Okay. We're going to sign off on this, and we'll get this in the mail to you. And like I said, once we get done here, we're all set for now. You can contact the civil division, and they can start walking you through how to get going with the alt service.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. See you next time. Stay safe.
You too. Bye-bye.